I suppose I didn't even realize that I was translating stuff from complex to simple because I just see it very simply. Uh, Somewhere in there, maybe the way I was brought up, maybe the way we just look at things is the way we look at everything really in our office and even with the human body is all very, very simple. There may be involved processes and systems going on, but principles at their core are simple. It's not even a process of translating something from complex to simple. It's just if you're speaking on a principle by its very nature means the first, the original, the foundation. You're coming from the most simple thing. Perhaps we make it complex. When I first studied like Buddhism, I studied back at the University of Iowa years ago. I remember getting through one of the classes on Buddhist philosophy, and I go, my God, this is the most complex thing I've ever seen. But then the professor came up afterward and he goes, yeah, but this is what the Buddha actually said. Here's how everybody built on it and made bureaucracy and added all this other stuff to it. And when you learn to just kind of sift through it and look at the firm foundational first principle, and you realize that if the Buddha existed, the Buddha said about 2.5 pages worth of material, and that was it. And it was bureaucracy, and it was statesmen, and it was turning this into, instead of a spiritual calling, a massive religion with different sects on the way to live and the different things and getting into all the morals and stuff. Suddenly you went from this very simple principle to having this complex thing. And we could look at that, and you can look at that in just about any faith that you go into. So taking something like a health principle, well, I'm only speaking the principle. The way I know it is from the foundational piece. When I say that health is a state of wholeness, the reason I like to go through the etymologies and the understanding of words, because if you understand where your word came from, you understand why we're applying it here. If I the modern definition of health that's in the dictionary, where it's a state of emotional, spiritual, mental, physical well-being, or whatever it is, that's great, but it's different than state of wholeness. Health is a state of wholeness. What does the word mean? If I go back to the Anglo-Saxon, it means state or condition of whole being, of wholeness. That's it. And if I start you from there, it's very, very simple when you look at everything after that to do it. Chiropractic in itself, just being in the profession, is very simple. Most people, I even get arguments when we're going to do any imaging on people. They go, I don't have time. I say, it's not going to take very long. And they go, when I go to the hospital, it takes hours. And I go, well, here it takes minutes, because we're trying to make it simple so we can look at something. We're not that we're not looking for more complex things that are in there, but the whole base process of it is let's keep it simple. If we need to get into more in-depth stuff, we can get there. But if we cover the basics over time, we're probably going to hit and check more boxes than we need to after that. So it makes that translation simple, because we're working off first fundamentals, first principles, really, all the time.